live broadcast of KREW Stories. Today we're going to have a short and sweet chat with Marc, the KREW way. I'm Khushi. I study liberal arts and sciences at Amsterdam University College, and now it's my second year in the Netherlands. I've been interning at KREW since July, and over the past few months, I've really gotten to know Marc, and it has been really nice. I learned a lot from him, and well, today I get to ask him some questions in front of you all. So, just a brief structure of what we're going to do today. We're going to have a little introduction session with Marc. We're going to get to know him a little bit. We're going to get to know KREW a little bit. And then we will have a mystery question round, which is basically with this wheel. We're going to spin it, and whatever theme it lands on is the theme that I'll pick a question from and ask Marc. So neither Marc nor I know what the question is going to be, which makes it really exciting for both of us. And finally, we're going to have a skill share from Marc where he will show us something he's proud of. And I'm personally super excited for that one. And of course, if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat. And in the end, we'll devote some time to answering your questions. So let's get started. So Marc, what do you do?
Well, thanks a lot, Khushi, also for doing this. I think not a lot of interns are doing these live broadcasts together with the founder of a company they're working for. So yeah, this is awesome. And I'm very curious how this will go. So yeah, introduction. So what I do is I'm the founder of KREW. With KREW, we bring entrepreneurs together, small families. So especially offline. So yeah, we as entrepreneurs, they want to grow. They come together once a month to really help each other, build their network, build on their personal growth, and just grab a beer and have fun. So that's one thing that I do. I facilitate that. And the other part of what I do, which is still my day job, is creating e-learnings for big corporations, sometimes entrepreneurs. But yeah, I'm like an e-learning architect, so I can pull everything together to create something really awesome that will really transform people to wherever the expert wants to bring them, right? So that's where I guide in the process and where I help these people.
Wow, that sounds amazing and really fun as well. And if I may ask, why do you do it?
Well, for KREW, that's really, for me, it's just a personal thing. So I really felt, while having different businesses in the past, that often I just felt lonely. And it was a lonely road, even though there were people around me that could sometimes advise me, like friends or family. It's like, it's not really the advice that I was looking for or craving. So I also felt like I wasn't becoming the entrepreneur that I needed to be to really build what I wanted. So it was a pretty tough road, and I just was really looking for people around me that were in the same space. But it was hard to find, because every time when I found someone that I think could be cool, it was just hard to keep in touch, So for me, KREW is really a way, to solve my personal pain being an entrepreneur. And the e-learning,
yeah. I mean, that sounds really nice. Like, the things that you went through, you don't want other people to go through those, so you're helping them out.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
such a nice thing to do. Yeah.
And also for myself, it's a lot of fun to hang out with all these entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And the e-learnings, of course, that's just something that I sort of rolled into. I think I always loved helping people grow, and that's still a big part of KREW as well. Transforming people, really helping them become the best version of themselves. And the e-learnings that I make, it just enables me to do that at a very large scale. And I can put in a lot of creativity, a lot of awesome stuff to really not just make it a really good learning experience, but also make it really fun to be like in that learning experience, almost like a game.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. So other than being an entrepreneur, what do you think makes you weird?
Ooh, many things. I think just being an entrepreneur, that's already something that's weird. But what I also do is I draw. So I actually have some of my UFOs here. So you may have seen this one before. It's like a
It's
UFO.
really cool.
And I have many of these. I have like a book full of drawings of different pop culture type UFOs. So that's definitely something weird, I would say.
That sounds weird in a
Well,
good way.
I agree. Thank you very much. Uh,
Okay, so that's the end of our first introduction round. And now we have the exciting part coming up, which is the mystery question.
oh, yeah,
So,
I'm a bit nervous for that one.
um, so I'm just going to be spinning the wheel with the crew mystery mastermind themes, which is basically the different themes. I mean, you of course know, but for the audience, it's the different themes that crew encourages entrepreneurs to look into when they're monitoring their growth, which I think is a great way. So here's the wheel, and we're going to spin it.
All right. Huh.
Okay, so we have environment and tools.
All right.
Okay, so the question is, what role does travel and vacation play in your life?
Huh. Well, yeah, that's a funny one. Because I think travel plays a big role in my life. I started my first business in Sweden as a pancake baker. While I'm originally from the Netherlands. So that's already sort of where it started. And from that, I think I've always sort of been a nomad. I've been all over the world to just, yeah, start businesses. But even when I lived in the Netherlands, I still felt like a nomad. I don't have personal stuff. So I just like to travel around and yeah, create experiences, create concepts, for myself and for others. So I think for me, I'm not much for the okay, let's go a week there or a week there on vacation. I just really love to incorporate it as part of my life to meet different people, meet different cultures, and at the same time work there. Right. So even when I'm in the Netherlands, I feel like I'm just traveling. So in that sense, yeah, that's the role that travel and vacation sort of play for me. Although I have to admit, I would thrive on having a few more vacations every now
All of us would.
and then.
That's a really, really nice way to put it. The whole idea of a vacation. It's what you make of it mostly. That's really nice.
Yeah, and for
Okay.
me, it's yeah, entrepreneurship and all of that. It's about the experience, right? So why
Yeah.
limit yourself to having just one vacation a year
Mhm.
while you can just make it part of your life in a way? That's really how I try to look at everything, and it doesn't always work. It's not like every day is a vacation for me, but I'm aiming for that, and I'm aiming to have just a balanced life with all these fun things and these sort of like work things, and they all sort of integrate into each other.
Yeah, that's really, really nice. Okay, so now it's the exciting part again, which is the skill share.
Many
So,
exciting parts.
yes, many exciting parts. So, what is something that other people would think you're skilled at? And if you have the means, can you please demonstrate it for us?
So yeah, I think what I'm skilled at, it's not that easy to grasp always because I'm not a videographer or a photographer. It's not like okay, I'm going to mark for that. But I think
Yeah.
what people often appreciate about what I do is that I pull many different parts together and create like one concept out of it. So with the e-learnings, for example, that's just taking many bits and pieces of knowledge and creating sort of one learning journey that really feels that it will attract the right people. And I try to think about that for every business that I create as well. Like, what is the concept here? What is the story that pulls sort of everything we do together into one concept that really that people understand and that's like in their heads, right? So,
Mhm.
for example, with the bikery, that was my first business where I sold pancakes on the streets of Gothenburg in Sweden. There, yeah, the bikery already. That's something fun. But then also I was doing it on a bakfiets, on a big bike, while just going around town. And um, what happened there is that I created an experience for people which almost put me at the same level. So every time when I had a customer, for them it was like an experience. Like, hey, I'm going to talk to a Dutch guy, and I'm going to get something weird, and it was just making people happy like that. That was that concept. And then I had Ninjafy, where we transformed people in corporates. And I mean, just ninjafying, that became a thing, right? People started recognizing that. And then every time at the end of every session we did a ninja gif. So that, we did just a ninja move and then play it in slow motion and then present that gif to people, and that also started to make its own life. And now with KREW, it's similar again, because it's literally work turned on its head in Dutch, and that's also something that people can talk about. So there's a lot of things about all these concepts that just stick with people and that they love. And I think creating a brand, creating a concept that other people love, that's a hard thing to do. And well, you asked me for a demonstration, right? So what I can do is I can actually share my screen
Okay.
and show you a bit of like what I do. So this is, I think you can see it now.
Yeah.
So this is something that is based on the story brand framework. I'm not sure if you know, but I really love that framework because it sort of looks at any concept, any brand, any business as a story, right? And stories are what we remember. It's in what's in our heads. It's what people can talk about. So what I often do when I create a new concept is I first look at how I can create a landing page for it. Because it's visual, it sort of can create a feeling. So, and for that, I use the story brand framework. So what you're looking at now, uh, it's a lot of different parts that you can use to build your landing page. And if you want to understand this better, I would recommend you look on YouTube or read the book, because there's a nice section at the end on building websites. But for me, this is really like when you create a concept, this is sort of your exam. It's if you can create a good landing page that sort of makes all these different parts click. Same for e-learning, same for businesses, same for an event even. If you can make all these parts click in a landing page, then you know you have a proper concept. And the great thing about it is that you can test it as well with other people. So actually, this might be fun to show for KREW. I'm now building a landing page that fits better with our more offline focus that we're headed towards. So the warmest network of growth-minded entrepreneurs. Immediately, it shows you what it is, right? And you can meet with small groups of inspiring people. There are some USPs. Then it explains sort of the struggle or the challenge. Like it's hard to figure out all these things on your own, or finding good sparring partners. And then that's why you can find a KREW and find a family of entrepreneurs. And what I always really love is this sort of 3-step or 4-step plan, because it creates clarity. Like, what will happen when I join, right? What is your plan of steps? In the story brand, they call this sort of like the guide, or the Yoda from Star Wars, right? Someone who guides you on a journey, and as the expert, you should know what you're going to do. So this is just something of what might help you when you're going to create a concept or a brand, e-learning. I love to make a landing page first, just to see how all the parts click together, and to also communicate it to other people. So yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Sure. And thank you, Khushi, also for doing this again.
Thank you for letting me do this. It requires a lot of trust, and I'm really happy that I got to do it. I was very nervous about it, but it's nice when I've actually done it. It feels good.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So I think this means we're at the end of our first live, right?
Yeah, we're at the end. So I just want to say thank you again to you and for everyone who tuned in. And I don't really think anyone posed any questions. So it is indeed the end. Mm, this is just the link for the waitlist. Maybe Marc, you could tell our audience a bit more about that?
So yeah, of course, we're currently expanding KREW now towards more cities, getting more people involved in these small local families of entrepreneurs. And what helps with that a lot is if we have a wait list for different cities. So if you are interested in meeting more entrepreneurs, building networks, having fun, then yeah, just fill out the form, and then we'll get back to you as soon as we can. I mean, I think it could still be a month or two, but as soon as we have a nice group that you can join for free, of course, then we'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, then. Thank you so much and goodbye.
Bye bye. Have a great day.
You too.